What is up? Episode 4 of Food for Thought. This is Sam with Dream Big. Who are we here with and where are we sitting?
Jen Byard from Communal. We're in the Annex, which is our event space and retail space next door.
Awesome. So what are we sipping on here, Jen?
It's a mezcalita, mezcal with a little triple sec, lime juice, and a little bit of spicy bitters. So my favorite drink.
It is amazing. I'm not going to lie. We may get a couple of these during this interview. So we're next.
Very direct. It's very
Absolutely. I mean, it's smacking me in the face.
There's nothing else in there.
It is great.
Yeah.
It is great. So we're at the Annex next to Communal.
Yes.
Communal is your baby.
Yeah.
One of your babies.
My baby, yeah.
How did it get started?
Honestly, I'm from the nonprofit world, which is very unusual to get into restaurants, but then I had a few art and design businesses. So I created Communal, honestly, for the hospitality aspect. I wanted a coffee shop that had great coffee. It was very craft coffee, but also you felt like, you didn't get scolded every time you came in to get whatever drink you wanted. So
No doubt.
I wanted to create a space where people could come and just meet and be excited about being together and, that's the reason.
Just
So
having a good time and hey, whatever drink you want, we're gonna make it.
Yep, and I wanted to be in a beautiful atmosphere where people felt like they were in the living room they wish they had and just felt very comfortable too, so very welcoming.
Every time I step into a Communal spot, whether it be down here in Oceanside or
This is the best one, right?
absolutely, I love it. I mean, we don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, but this is the best one.
The newest one's always the best.
Absolutely. So you mentioned you weren't always in this industry. Why did you get into this industry?
Yeah.
And again, what made you get in this industry?
I mean, I'm from Seattle, so I always loved coffee. Shout out to Starbucks, even though we all like to bag on it. It really did help us all get into this industry, if we're being honest,
Very
right?
true.
So I'm from Seattle, had that whole background, and then just honestly, the businesses that we're in were very hospitality oriented. I learned how to lead people in those industries in the nonprofit world and in my art and design businesses. And then I just love creating spaces that people want to be in, to be honest. I love that process. So it's just like the culmination of all those things, I learned business through a couple other small businesses I started before Communal, and I have a biology degree. I'm the most unusual person to be in restaurants, but then I learned along the way. And then, as I've grown and as things have happened, I've just brought in people to help me, teach me along the way the things I didn't know.
That's great. You have to lean on those individuals. I feel like everyone kind of tends to want to do things on their own. But hey, if there's people there that you can lean on to learn, why not utilize those individuals to grow your business, right?
Right. I'm sure you had mentors for your business as well.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, there's been so many people in the past years that have helped me grow my own business. So, Communal, how many locations do you currently have right now?
We have 3 that are food and beverage plus retail floral, and then we have one that's brand new. It's called Haven. That is a retail space with wine bar, and then it also has an event space, and we're adding a coffee bar to it. So
that's awesome.
New in North Park, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So now, what are your plans into the near future? Are you going to grow this baby? Or you do a little wine bar maybe?
Yeah.
Acai bowl spot?
I know, right?
What are you going to do?
Honestly, the next thing, we have a new Communal coming in Bankers Hill in the beginning of 2024.
Awesome.
And I think we're going to grow the concept probably to 5 or 10 more at this point. And then my brain just goes 24/7. So I'd love to do something else in liquor and wine. There's a lot of other things kind of on the plate, just thinking about what's next. So, but Communal itself, the renditions that it has, it'll be around for a while. So
that's awesome. No, I mean, this is your baby. Why not continue to grow it if it's continuing to be successful?
Yeah, this one's pretty big. So
this is huge.
The next one's going to be a little smaller, trying to figure out, how to balance all those things out. And everyone kind of reflects the neighborhood that it's in. So the next one that we're doing is going to reflect Bankers Hill. It's in a beautiful brand new building and with a really cool architect. And the lobby is a vintage Brazilian inspired lobby that we're going to share with them. It's just collaboration and cooperation. It's been really cool. So
that's going to be awesome. I'm so stoked. My wife and I have been a huge fan of yours. I mean, going back to one of your spots a little bit down south, and we called it Coffee and Flowers just because of the sign.
Everyone did.
Yeah, because
For like 3 years.
yeah, because of the sign that was.
Like the best branding that ever.
Oh my God.
Accidentally.
Yeah, and my wife loved it. And any time that we're like going down to San Diego, she's like,
Yeah.
"You better stop at Coffee and Flowers." I'm like, "It's actually communal," but
Never mind.
yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And then you guys opened up across the street from us
Yeah.
here in Oceanside, and now, I mean, we've become good friends, and I'm really proud of your growth and what you're doing. I mean, it's
I think you were
amazing.
like one of our first customers, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I was waiting out the door, 5 a.m. I camped out, sleeping bag and all.
And you guys have for sure been every first Friday.
Oh yeah, for sure.
If you're in town,
Absolutely.
you're there.
Yeah, absolutely. If we're in town, I'm there, you're there. It's always a good time there.
Yeah, it is. Always a good time.
So
I
you
had to Uber home to Golden Hill from Oceanside.
that's a big Uber.
Because of first Friday. It's like an $80 Uber, yeah.
Hey, listen, if you're ever in Oceanside, first Friday, communal shoots.
Yeah.
We always throw a big party in Oceanside, so cruise on through.
Fun.
It's super fun. So you mentioned your plans for communal.
Yeah.
If you don't mind sharing or like just your thoughts of like what would be the ideal concept in your next steps. I mean, what does that look like, or is that kind of hush hush right now?
No, it's not hush hush. I mean, honestly, like this last year has been rough on small business in general, right? We all just got out of COVID, and all of a sudden we just got slammed with inflation and cost of goods just going through the roof, and labor too. So honestly, the last year for me has been like figuring and dialing in like the concepts of what we're doing and really how to deepen those things and how to make a better profit on what we're already doing before we start something new. Which I for sure have ADHD. It's undiagnosed, but whatever. Like the conversation we're having right now, I'm literally thinking of like 12 other things while we're talking.
I can tell.
And so like that is like a challenging thing to have. So I honestly have been like really like dialing in what we have currently. I have a new director of operations that's total badass, and I've been learning a lot from him, and so we're trying to really like solidify what we have before we go next. But there's like 4 or 5 other like cool concepts that are in the future for communal, I think. But after we I feel like everyone in small business right now is like 2023.
Yeah.
We're all kind
Let's
of
move
focusing
on. Yeah.
2024.
Yeah.
So. But I would love to actually grow this brand to a bigger spot, like double the size in the next 3 years, and then who knows past that. So I have another career in me past this, I'm pretty sure. So
I mean, hey, you mentioned Starbucks. Why not, just be the next Starbucks? It is what it is.
No.
I mean, you have a pretty awesome
Too
director.
creative for that.
Yeah, you have a pretty awesome director of ops. So I mean, he's.
I know you're trying to poach him. I can already tell.
I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, we never shot him any emails or anything along those lines.
I mean, to sing his praises, he did create a chatbot for our company for training. Like, who can do that even? So
AI, like it is
crazy.
insane,
It's like
and that's a whole
another
nother conversation. Like AI for training, it is amazing,
for
and
sure.
and shout out to Jen's director of ops and to Matt. Like those two like geeked out about that. Like we were on a call, and we were like, yeah, you two can talk about it and have fun with it. But yeah, I mean, they're both doing amazing things. So that's awesome. So as you know, I have a little boy, Kainoa.
So cute.
Thanks.
Although he looks like a man in a little baby body.
He is. He's a little grown man.
He's like a little grown man in a baby body.
Yeah, he is. He
Every
is.
time I see
I
him,
mean,
it just trips me
he's
out.
he's 2 years old, going on 35, but
His
you know,
face is
yeah.
like a 40-year-old man.
yeah, like he knows. He's seen a lot in the past year and a half of his life. You had mentioned to me that you have a couple of your own.
A couple. I think what's 3 called?
Oh, yeah, that's it's a triple. Yeah, you have 3. So you have 3 kids of your own who you mentioned that you love.
Oh, they're so cute.
So how do you find the balance of being a
You
mom?
want to talk about my kids first? I have to talk about them.
Talk about your kids. Let's go.
3 sons.
Yeah, talk about them.
They're 20, 18, and 60, and they're fucking, sorry.
You're good. Do your thing. You're fine.
They're just little badasses. They're
Yeah.
so cool. They're just like the coolest kids. Like, I love teenagers. So, as a mom, you get to finally get to the place where you get to have like real conversations with your kids, and you know, they're just like the boundaries are just different at this point,
Yeah.
which is really cool. I love it. I'm
That's
also
awesome.
not the kind of mom that has ever like been sad for the phase that passed me by.
Yeah.
Like every phase that comes along with parenthood, I just like, I love it. It's all so different. And
It is.
It's how it's supposed to be. So yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
how old, if you don't mind me asking, like where are they in the stages? Like, are they playing sports? Are they going to school,
Yeah.
college? Like,
Okay, so my 20-year-old Lincoln, smartest kid in our whole family, and maybe way smarter than all of us put together. He's a sophomore in college. He's in San Diego. He's going to San Diego State. He has his own apartment. He won't even let us help pay for his apartment. He's a unique dude, so
Wow.
he's really cool.
That's awesome.
He's also like into bodybuilding, so there's that.
heck yeah.
And then my 18-year-old is Ben. He's the class clown, funniest person in the room. He has Down syndrome. Everyone fucking loves him. He's just the coolest kid ever.
That's awesome.
And then my 16-year-old Harrison, the baby, the spoiled one. You know, he can't like clean his own room, but he can. He's like a badass baseball player.
That's awesome.
And he gets up at 4:30 in the morning to go to the gym before school to work out.
No
and then he
way.
goes and plays baseball. He played varsity. I'm gonna brag a bit as a mom right now.
Do your thing.
He played varsity. He was the only freshman on varsity this year.
What?
And he got Offensive Player of the Year because he's fucking
He's a freaking animal. No
When
way.
He was like 10, he was like, Mom, I was like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And he's like, I want to be an MLB because we had season tickets. I was like, okay, that's cute. And then I'm like, you never know.
Like he's actually chasing the dream now.
He's chasing the dream.
That's insane.
Yeah, he's insane. So he's a
That's
beast.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He still can't unload the dishwasher, but he's a fucking beast.
I mean, hey, he can ground a ball. He can hit a couple of home
The
runs.
other time I showed you some videos.
Yeah.
He's like, badass.
You showed me a couple. That kid's an animal.
Yeah,
He's an
badass.
animal.
Yeah.
So how do you, with those three? I know you mentioned one's already in college, but how do you balance growing a growing business and being a mom, like being there for them?
To be honest, like I'm not a fan of the work balance conversation because it's that always ends up in failure. You always feel like you're failing if you're like work balancing, because for me, when I thought of it in that direction, I always felt like I was like, okay, I'm doing like a C+ at home and I'm doing a C+ at work. And so for me, once I really integrated the thought of like it's work-life integration, that's been everything to me. So, and that's even in the same as like some weeks I work 100 hours and some weeks I work 20. Like it just really depends on like what's going on in the business. And then same with my kids. Like I have them every other week because I'm divorced now, but on the weeks that I have my kids, I'm like pouring straight into them as much as I can. And yet at the same time, some weeks it's like I have to have 2 meetings out of the 7 nights that I have them. So there's just like a lot of things that happen that you just have to like consider as you go along. And I feel like we honestly have to like give ourselves a fucking break. Like we have to literally just like not like judge ourselves so much for the things that we do. So my kids are great and everybody gets along and it's a process. So yeah.
Well, I love it. No,
it's never perfect for sure.
it's not, and you've been a great example of that. I know your kids are grown now, and
Drink's almost empty.
Mine is empty. I feel like we need to get another refill here soon and come back to the last 2 questions.
Yeah.
But again, you've been a huge example of that, being a successful businesswoman while growing a family, single mom. I mean, I give you kudos again to that. I mean, that's amazing. And
I'm not really a single mom. They actually have a great dad.
well, yeah. I mean, I'm sorry.
Yes.
You're not a
Every
single
other
mom.
week
Yeah,
I'm a single
yeah,
mom.
yeah,
Yeah, for
yeah.
sure.
But I
Yeah.
mean, it's. I mean, the co-parenting thing. It's. I mean, for you, it's amazing, regardless of what it is. I mean, you're doing it. So.
And honestly, as a mom too, and I feel like this is translated to my business as well. My goals for being a mom from day one has been like teaching my kids to be independent people, because we only have 18 years with them. That's actually, it goes by so fast.
Yeah.
And our goal in life is to help them be independent people and be successful in their lives too. And that's helped me in my relationships in my business as well. Like my goal with my employees is to help them be successful people, whether they're going to be with me for a year, for 5 years, for 10 years. But I want them to like learn things from us and be mentored and coached and have leadership skills, pass their time with us in the same way. So
absolutely.
yeah, it's a challenge at times.
It is.
Post-pandemics.
I mean, I'm only almost 2 years in, and so we'll see how that goes. Well, hey, let's.
Also, one of the privileges though of being in business is employees. Like, really, it's like such a huge responsibility, but it's also such a privilege to have employees.
Yeah, no, it is, and you set your aces in the right places.
Yeah.
I mean, you're able to live your life, and you're able to parent your kids and do the things that you want to do.
Right. Yeah.
So that is huge. So one thing that Jen said when we started, this is episode 4, and every episode we only had one drink, and she's like, hey, this episode.
It's also Friday night. Give me a break.
It's Friday night.
It's like 7:30. It's like 8 o'clock at night. It's no time.
8:15, and she wants 2 drinks during this interview. So.
And you just asked me if you could have another too. So.
I don't know what she's talking about. I don't know what she's talking about. All right, so we have 2 more questions, Jen.
Okay, great.
We made the 2 drinks. This is the best interview yet, because for crying out loud, Jen hooked me up with 2 drinks. So anyone after this, the bar is set, which I'm kind of nervous about, because now it's like 3 drinks, 4 drinks, 5 drinks. Like it's gonna get crazy after this.
And don't lie, we also had a couple drinks before this.
I don't know what you're talking about. No, I don't know what you mean. All right, so 2 more questions.
Yeah.
First question. I always ask everyone who I interview this in Food for Thought. What is your definition of dreaming big?
That's such a good question. Honestly, post-pandemic, it's been a little rough because I would say like all the big ideas that I used to have got kind of like squashed in the pandemic, just like trying to like survive essentially. And I'm not a survivor. I love to just like think big. So I feel like, post-pandemic, recently I hired a business coach, which I think before I thought, oh, that's like, whatever, how could someone help me in that way? Because I already think so big. But he's helping me dial in, like, what is the end game? And so I do feel like that. Like, I know for me, as a person, who I am as a person, the end game is building Communal to be what it's going to be, big. And then maybe passing off to someone else so I can build something else big like that, right? And I feel like at this point, it's been a really cool experience to like identify that in myself, rather than being like, okay, Communal is my thing for the next 20 years till I retire or whatever. Maybe Communal is that long, but maybe it's not. And so I'm focusing on really building Communal to be the full extension of what it is, as it is right now, into the next place. And then whatever comes out of that, past that, is what comes out of it. I'm just really open right now. I feel like our vibe and our aesthetic and our customer base and all of that would translate really well to a wine bar, to a cocktail bar, a bunch of other businesses that we've considered too, and fine dining I've considered too. So who knows? Check in next year and we'll see.
Hey.
The next thing obviously is another Communal, but past that, who knows? So yeah.
You never know what's gonna come with Jen. So be on the lookout. We got a Communal coming.
A cocktail workshop for sure.
I'm down with that. We can make some good cocktails.
That's a damn good cocktail.
That's really good. It is really good. No, I mean I keep praising you, but I really am proud of what you've created and what's to become. You have the other Communal opening up in Bakersfield soon. And who knows what's to come after that.
Yeah.
You know, there's can be locations outside of the San Diego County. There can be other concepts in San Diego County. So just be on the lookout. Follow Jen on Instagram, Communal Coffee, and just be on the lookout for what's coming next. So the last question, Jen. Lay down some motivation for the people. What is it that you want to leave with the viewers watching this interview?
It's a great question. Honestly, I feel like the thing that I've learned in the last couple of years, like running businesses during a pandemic and like honestly, like small business in general, has been about my mindset. And so really like dialing in what my mindset is and the way that I think and the way that I come across to other people and the way that I, really just like experience the world has been the biggest thing. I think a lot of times we think about like we're always thinking about like what other people are thinking about us. But when we start focusing inward on like what we think about ourselves, how we relate to other people, how we connect with other people, how we lead other people, that's been the thing that's made me the most successful. And I have 80 employees right now. I love trying to figure out how to lead 80 people. And obviously I'm not leading 80 people, but the people that I lead are leading 80 people. So, I mean, it's a privilege to be an employer. It's a privilege to run a business like this, to be honest. And so I'm never going to grow to another 5 or 10 locations if that's not my mindset. I want to really like dial into the people that we have and then learn from them and grow and do all the things. So yeah, we should never be done growing. Right?
No, absolutely, absolutely. No,
Yeah.
You want to continually grow, and I mean that's what business is about. Is you invest in the individuals, a part of your team, and they're going to 100-fold invest back into you.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Like if you see that you're invested into them, I mean, the possibilities are really endless with them. So.
And be willing to fucking fail. Sorry, fucking again.
You're good.
YouTube's gonna cancel me out. But be willing to fail. That's the thing too. Like, be willing to like put it all out there to the sense where you're going to actually fail. If you don't fail, you're probably not pushing hard enough.
Yeah.
Like, I have a lot of people that ask me like, how did you get to this place? It's like, because I was willing to fail, and I did fail. We all fail.
I think everyone is scared to hit that point,
Yeah.
right? Like you're not gonna dive into any business in life without that thought of, hey, I may fail.
Yeah.
But that's what business is about. Like you don't know what's gonna come the next day.
Yeah.
Like, but if you dive in and you have a badass concept, whatever it may be, you're gonna make it successful because that's your baby.
Yeah.
Right?
This is it.
Yeah.
Everything I have is invested in this.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
I actually was just talking to my director of ops about this over beers before this meeting. Really, at this point, like what is it that we're trying to do? Like, we have to just put it all out on the table. Like, no holds barred. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
Right? And if it fails, it fails. Right? You have to be smart, but you also have to be willing to fail. So, and you just, I think it's all about that.
It's a chess game. It's a chess game. You have to make the strategic moves, and I feel like you've done that so far. So.
And you have to pull in people when you don't know what the next move is. You have to pull someone in that does. That's
Exactly.
Thing. And women are sometimes better than that at men. Asking for help.
You gotta rely on those.
And you pull people in.
Exactly.
It's your help. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Cheers. Episode 4 of Food for Thought. It's a wrap. Jen with Communal, Sam with Dream Big. Much love. Till next time.